How you doing, everybody? Stock Option Sniper here. I hope you're all doing great. I hope you all had a profitable week. Today, we're going to go over structure combined with supply and demand zone. So let's get right to it, and let's find a stock here. Uh, Man, we had a great move on Tesla puts today on that gap fill. Let's find a stock we don't usually play. Apple's good, right? So we can check this out, right? I've shown you guys on a previous video of finding that last move, that last down move before the up move and creating the entire structure, right? So in this scenario, we have this last down move all the way to this structure high, right? And this structure high, this low to that structure high, right? And we are considered bullish when we start trading above this, correct? However, in this scenario, we did trade above that and we continue to run. So now we're looking for price to go higher. So from this structure low all the way to this high, right? Or I like to use this low, right? This low all the way to this high, that green high, right? So did we break above? No. So therefore, we are still considered bearish, okay? We are still considered bearish, knowing that in a higher time frame, we are still in a bearish move because we've broken structure multiple times. You guys can see structure was broken here. Structure was broken here. You guys see that? And we're still holding structure becoming bearish, right? So we had that last up move, which was this entire zone, right? This entire demand zone. And we have price barely touching it, but we are overall bearish, but we can see price coming up to the zone or touching it, mitigating the orders that are filled here, because when the composite man made this down move, they have a bunch of orders here and they're negative on that, so they have to mitigate those orders so they don't become negative on their plays, right? So they have to come bring the price up higher and continue breaking down on that structure, right? So now that we understand structure, excuse me, now we understand structure, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for zone that has to be mitigated, right? We have two valid zone here on the 1 hour. We had this last down move, that last down move before the up move, meaning this zone right here, right? That green zone. I'll make it green, don't worry. We're talking about zone. So in this scenario, our demand zone will be green, right? Did orders come to this area? You see that? Can't see. Well, technically, we had orders that came and mitigate this area, right? So what does that mean? It means this zone is no longer invalid. So this demand zone is no longer good. Why? Because they made this down move right here. They had this down move, right? And then the price came all the way back down to fill in this, to mitigate this area, bringing the price higher. Therefore, it is no longer valid. You guys see that? Right? So this zone is no longer valid. This becomes liquidity, where price is going to go down lower and run through that. Right? You can use this zone as valid, but in 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 my in my strategy, I don't use those zones as valid. So what zones do we have here that are left unmitigated, right? Well, we have this zone, this red zone, right? That last down move before the up move. What happened here? Well, price came down, mitigate all those orders, filling in the imbalances in this area. And what happened? Bringing the price up higher. Matter of fact, they had the price gapping up after the 50 cent was filled here on a higher time frame. Let's see that right there, right? Filling up the imbalance of the 50% in this candle. right about here. Is that right? So perfect, right? So if you guys don't understand imbalance, I do have a video on imbalance. Just check that out, and you guys will understand why candles like this tend to fill up 50% and rip back up. Okay, so let's go back to that 1 hour. So therefore, this price is no longer valid, but we do have one more zone that is valid, and this zone is this zone right here, right? This entire gap, and this has nothing to do with trading gap. I'm just saying this is the last down move. This was the last down move before that up move. So what can we potentially see, right? So now that we understand we are bearish, therefore we are looking for sells. Sells where? Well, we have this last up move before the down move right here, right? This entire candle, and we have price coming up there. So what can we do? We can potentially look for sells, right? Therefore, it is no longer valid. This zone is no longer valid because we did mitigate that area. You guys see that? And then in a lower time frame, we're looking to refine that last up move before the down move, which was here, right? This refining your zone into a much more higher zone, to much more stronger zone is for the mentorship. So I'm not gonna go over that, but you do not need my mentorship. You guys can literally just understand what's going on, and you have an understanding of which zone holds the most and your valid zones and invalid zones, right? So we have one zone that is invalid. It's here. When the composite man brought up the price all the way up here, they have position here that they're negative on. So therefore, they need to bring the price lower, close those position in order for them to not be down on their play. So what can happen is this. So they had that demand zone, right? Price can go up higher there, or price can fill in that 50% imbalance that's somewhere around here, right? So it can go up here, bring the price lower, or just barely touch it, mitigating these positions that they have here, filling that entire gap and taking out and moving price higher and higher, right? Or you can have price somewhere between here in this 50% balance, which can be that last up move on the down move. Let's look for it. Right, we can even have one around filling up this 50%, which it did, right? This entire inbound, oops, this entire balance here, right? Which if it did fill up that, which it did fill, the price did fill up in that 50%, just mitigating it. So therefore, it is no longer valid. But we do have price that can potentially come up here, or price can come up here and go somewhere around this area and take price higher, right? So you will open two orders, one orders here, or one order up here, or up or down here, right? So that's understanding your zones. So let's go for another example. What's a good one? Most stocks right now have those. All right, this one is perfect because this one doesn't have a gap, right? So what do we understand here? Well, we understand here that BA is super bearish. As you can see, we are breaking structure through structure, and right now we're looking to liquidate these lows around this area, right? Awesome. Right? We can liquidate these lows, test these lows, grabbing their position and taking higher. But overall, we understand it is bearish, right? So this is what's going on because sometimes we get so confused in time frames. So in your monthly, this is what you see, right? You have higher high, higher low, higher high, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, right? I'm just copying what the BA is doing here. So this is your weekly, and I'm gonna make this a thick line, right? See that? But then you jump into your weekly, and what's happening here in your weekly? This is what's going on, right? I don't want you guys to get confused in time. Let me just adjust this so we can see it better. But overall, it's gonna be, we know it's in a downtrend. So if you look at this on your weekly, from monthly to weekly, this is what's going on in your weekly, right? We have higher highs, higher lows. Don't worry, I'm going to change the colors. High, higher lows, right? This is what's going on your weekly, right? So overall, the overall trend on your month on this on your monthly is a downtrend. On your weekly, this is what it's doing, and then on your daily, you might have some kind of right lower lows, right? Then you have in between these right here is you have that lower lows, right? Lower lows creating that one little move, you're getting lower lows. And then in your 4 hours, in your 4 hours, you might be getting this higher highs, but overall inside here, inside this daily, inside this weekly is an overall bearish, but it is just creating those higher highs to go lower lows, right? Excuse me. So once you understand that, it is something that you have to backtest and get an understanding for that. I just want to talk about time frame and to have you guys understand because I get a lot of questions saying, "Oh, which time frame is the best? Which one is this?" And usually, time frame really doesn't matter as much. I know some of you guys, what do you mean it doesn't matter as much? To be honest with you, we are not I'm not a time frame trader honestly, but I do look at those time frame. But I am not a time frame trader. As long as I have my zones and the valid zones and unmitigated areas, I can use that in any time frame, right? So let's say for example, what was that? So I'm in BA, right? Where's that chart? So I am in BA. I know I have unmitigated positions here after they brought the price down, right? This was the last up move before the down move. Awesome. So what does that mean? Right? We can see some rip up on BA. Remember guys, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. So we can see a rip up on BA, right? They gathered all these positions. However, since we are in a bearish trend, we are looking for sells. So what does that mean? It means you find the entire structure. You're going to find that last up move before the down move because if you are in a bearish trend, you should only be looking for supply zone to make it simple for you in trading instead of trying to force long into a trade, right? So did we mitigate? Yes, we have. Right? I don't want to cheat everybody. Okay, good. So we measured this last up move before the down move. So we did touch this. So right now we can take price lower and lower, right? We did have this another last up move before the down move, right? So therefore we can see price coming up to this area here and looking to take the price lower. You guys see that? I hope you guys understand that, right? So it doesn't matter as long as look, I'll make this purple. So it doesn't matter which time frame I'm really in. All I'm waiting for is price to come in this purple line because I know overall that's where the last up move before the down move happened, and that's the zone I'm looking for, right? Can the zone pass above this and go crazy without me? It's freaking normal. That's part of trading, right? I can't control that. But what I do have is my plan in place. I do understand where the market trend overall is heading in my higher time frames, and I am understanding which zones needs to be mitigated, and I am understanding also that we are in a super bearish trend, so I'm only looking for those supply zone. You guys see this? I drew a weekly supply, but overall, regardless which time frame I'm going to any time frame. I'm just waiting for those zones to be hit. Right? That doesn't change. We are an order flow trader. You guys, if you guys don't understand liquidity, watch my liquidity video and you'll understand. So guys, I don't want to make this a very long video, but I hope in this very compact video I added value to you in which zone for you to use and zones for which holds the most and give you that most probability of your zone becoming a valid zone. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. If you are trading, please trade safely. The market right now sometimes is trading sideways. Wait for your confirmation. And each and every one of you that are supporting my YouTube channel and my clothing brand, I appreciate each and every one of you. And once again, you guys, if you stood this long, thank you all so much for just being here. I'll see you guys. Peace.